Hey guys. So it's been a long time, but I just wanted to pop in and take a few moments today to wish all my fellow American friends a happy Independence Day and also share a short story with all of you around the world, no matter where you are, about declaring your own independence. And I wanted to recognize, I guess, take today to really celebrate the fact that I have recently brought my family back here to the US after 3.5 or so years in the Philippines. And, we were building a small business there. But then with the closures, the tourism closed down because of COVID. And, so we had the last 2 years under a fairly repressive regime. And so it kind of brings me back here to my home country with it's just a fresh breath of fresh air to be back. And after 15 years traveling the world, living across 4 different continents, looking for the place, I finally find I return home with a newfound appreciation for what we do have here in the United States. It's far from perfect, and there are a lot of problems these days in this country, just as there are all around the world. But it's a special place. There's something special we have here, and anyhow, that's why I wanted to share a story with you today. Now, I've been meaning to share some of these many stories from this book and several others in my library, but wanted to do kind of a bedtime stories with Papa Cody, if you will. This one comes from my mentor, Garrett J. White, his book, Be the Man, which is probably going to show up backwards, but Be the Man, Stop Lying, Start Leading Today. And there's a few stories in here that I've been wanting to share with particularly some of my fellow fathers out there, fathers who read bedtime stories to their kids, fathers who are always using storytelling and looking for good stories to teach their children, and fathers who are striving to lead their children better to the best of their ability in this strange world, with the many challenges we all face today. um, Now, I'm going to warn you, Garrett does drop a lot of F-bombs from time to time. So this probably isn't fit for the little kids, although it is a story that I would like to share with my son one day, when he's at the right age. And I thought I would start with this one, although it's not the beginning of the book, but this is a short tale about the founding fathers. So I thought today's the day to share this. So, yeah, Be the Man from my mentor, Garrett J. White. Just a small excerpt today. This is from section 3, The Possibility. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. That's a quote from the Declaration of Independence. Collisions and conflicts. A worldview is nothing more than viewing the world from a place that we believe is real to us. It doesn't mean that that world is actually real to anybody else, it just means it's real to us. Now, can you and I be influenced by the world around us and the worldviews of people around us? Absolutely. Are we affected by this with social media? Absolutely. Are we affected by this with television and the churches that we go to? Absolutely. The people that you associate with more often than not are the people who share a common worldview with you. Most of us do not spend time with somebody who has a conflicting worldview because when you have two opposing worldviews, they collide and cause conflict. One of the great demises inside of this sedated man experience, and that's, you got to get your hands on this book to hear more about what that is, or wait for the next story time with me. But some of the sad demises of this experience many of us have found ourselves in this postmodern era, which he calls the sedated man experience. Couple bullet points. Conflict itself has become something that is politically incorrect. You see it out everywhere on social media, in the news. I shouldn't actually take a stand for a new worldview or the truth the way I see it. Ultimately, unless you collapse yourself down into the politically correct worldview, then it's impossible for you to actually be accepted. Most men find it significantly easier to surrender their opinion about the world that they want and just collapse it down into the worldview of what is, not recognizing that in doing so, they're continuing the insanity to the next generation. At some point, you must take a stand just like the founding fathers of the United States of America, who said to British rule, founding father badasses, quote, "You know what? Your taxes are too high. We don't want to be part of this sovereignty anymore. We don't support your worldview about how we should live here in this country, nor do we support your governance anymore. We're going to create a document called the Declaration of Independence. We're going to enroll it and sign this bitch, all of us together." End quote. Obviously that's Garrett giving us a entertaining version, but this small band of men, prominent leaders only within their own communities at the time and not yet known to the crown, knew that they were committing high treason putting this document together. And yet they proceeded in signing it like the wig-wearing badasses they were, declaring their independence, liberating themselves from what the English crown thought to be true. They said, "We declare our independence. Our worldview is free of the worldview that you say is true. We reject that worldview. Not only that, we pledge our lives, our liberty, and our fortunes upon this land to say fuck you and your worldview." Well, they were a little more eloquent than that, but the feeling behind the declaration hasn't changed. Where are the men willing to make declarations like that today? Do they even still exist? These were men of integrity, men who listened to the voice inside of them, willing to take a stand and be comprehensive men. That passion to be willing to commit a treasonous act so that others may be free is hard to come by in leadership after a century of the systematized sedation of men. What we have ended up with is a bunch of weak boys, men who never grew up, that cannot take a stand. Social media opinions. It's not working. Social media and the internet has given every asshole an opinion. Keyboard vigilantes run rampant around the world. Disconnected, unconscious assholes whose opinion, in some twisted reality, some actually think matters. All of a sudden, we have become influenced in our worldview by people that we don't know, who we don't give a shit about, and yet their opinions are dictating our lives. The media world has become a den of thieves and a band of liars. Social media is forming our worldview every single day in some of the most twisted and distorted ways. In some ways, it is beautiful, and in others, it's destroying us and everything that we hold dear. So the question I have for you is this: is your life working? If it is, then the worldview you are living through is working, and you can continue living the way you are with no issue. But if your life is not working and you are searching for more, then you're left with only one reality. Change your worldview. Damn straight. The only solution is to destroy the worldview that guided you to create the reality that you desire to change. Figuratively speaking, it is time for you to sign your own Declaration of Independence that compels you to no longer live as a man that society has decided to tax us with by declaring, "I will no longer live the 1 to 2 dimensional lifestyle as a sedated modern peasant king who lives in the shack and rejects his crown. I reject this doctrine, and I say fuck you, world doctrine. Fuck you, century of tradition. Fuck you, political correctness. Fuck you. I warned you. I choose to live. Here's a key concept I want you to sink your teeth into. He writes, Warrior is not another box to fit inside. And Warrior is a brotherhood. It's something I've been a member of for about a little over a year and a half. It's a community where we, learn this kind of philosophy, this belief system, and it gives an operating system to build your business, to live your life to the best of your ability. But more on that later. So, Warrior's not another box to fit inside. There's men of different faiths, beliefs, sexual orientation, and political affiliations inside the Brotherhood. I'm not saying you need to adopt my worldview. Here it's words. I'm not saying you need to adopt the worldview of any of the brothers inside the Brotherhood. What I am saying is you must find the worldview that serves you and ultimately gets you the life you want. Whatever that is up to you. Sure, we have codes we live by and tools we use to execute the systems and strategies in Warrior, but it's all there to serve you and your family, not me or anyone else. See, after you join the Brotherhood, you'll quickly see that our worldviews, stories, past pain, and experiences all differ. The thing that binds us together is the pursuit of having it all. It's being sick and tired of living life on the sidelines and showing up as a sedated and suppressed version of ourselves. It's sick of playing small in business, sick of feeling sluggish and sloppy, sick of fear holding us back from creating big shit. And it's the fact that we're all doing something about it. What say you? I know you're sick of all the same things we were too, but are you willing to do something about it? If you are, then I'd suggest you go to warrioroS.com, OS as in operating system, to learn more. I'm going off script here. But yeah, I wanted to share that short excerpt, and there's several other great stories in here that I think give just really empowering lessons. I really have, I wanted to kind of, yeah, recognize and I don't know, express my gratitude for the freedom we have here and for being back here. We're looking for property in North Carolina, hoping to move my family across the country very soon. And that's a whole other story about what went down in the Philippines, which I'll share another time soon with you guys. But I wanted to share this story about declaring your own independence. Obviously, he goes into kind of talking about this warrior brotherhood, which I am a part of. When people ask what is warrior, it's hard to describe, but it is a philosophy, it's a belief system, and it is a operating system for life. And I have to tell you guys that I have been doing all kinds of personal development stuff for my whole adult life and compiling this library with all these great stories I hope to share with you and that I pass down to my kids. But nothing has equipped me with the same tools as Warrior has, and nothing has helped me kind of get clear on what I stand for, what matters to me in my life as I build my business, as I raise and lead my kids, my family. Um, Nothing has helped me really get. I always had a driving purpose, but nothing has helped me get as clear on that as Warrior has, and as clear on a vision for exactly where I'm going, what I'm here to do, and what I'm chasing after, what I'm building. And it has been a real journey of self discovery. So if any of that appeals to you, speaks to you, I would recommend, go to warrioroS.com and check it out. See if you can get your hands on the Warrior book, or sign up for the Wake Up Warrior Challenge, which is an initiation into your own honest to God, real life hero's journey. I've spent the last 8 months or so on essentially just a tremendous vision quest. Yeah, kind of after we lost our business in a flood in the Philippines, and just the situation became unbearable, and I really had to go back to the drawing board and decide, okay, so what are we doing? Where are we going to relocate our family again overseas for like the third time, and starting over after losing it all for about the third time. But Warrior has really weaponized me and given me all the tools to claw my way out of a very difficult position I was in a few years ago, and it's given me, you know, just this deep connection to some kind of divinity and purpose and certainty and courage. And I'm just getting started, building my way back. But this is a book I have sent to about 7 or 8 of my very close friends and clients, and wanted to share that story with you today since it's very relevant, and probably we'll share a few more great short stories out of this book, as well as several other books. Like I said, I've got a big library, the Hero Library, that we're hoping to take across the country as we establish our new base out there in North Carolina, and hope to build back the Hero Lab. Some of you know the Hero Lab will broadcast again from North Carolina in the very near future. And I have many stories to share with you guys, you fathers out there, my fellow entrepreneurs, and other leaders. Yeah, if this interests you, if you're not already in our Small Warrior Acceleration group, if you don't have your hands on these books, go to warriors.com or leave a comment below or send me a message, get in touch if you have any questions. But this is something I've invested heavily in. I have spent the last year and a half radically transforming my life and my business and just the direction I'm taking my family and everything. But I have never been so certain about it in my whole life. And yeah, I'm just happy to be back here in this wonderful country of ours, and glad to get to spend a couple months here with family, getting my kids together with their cousins, and just really appreciate this place, our community, all of you guys. I want to wish you an amazing Independence Day wherever you are. And, whatever direction you choose, yeah, today is your day. Freedom and independence doesn't really mean anything if you don't claim it for yourself. That's why I wanted to share this story. Nobody can give it to you. That's what I've learned over my almost 38 years. And so, will you reach out and take it for yourself, whatever your definition of freedom and um, self-realization, whatever that is for you? You've got to take a stand and declare your own independence and reach out and take it. So, I wish you all the best. I hope everybody's thriving. Happy Independence Day. Thanks for watching, and talk to you guys again soon. Have a great holiday. Bye bye.